right, Linda, thank you. Joining us this midday is Dr. Harley Deemer, a psychologist from Grayson and Associates, and we're, a lot of 6th and 7th graders get to plug pub as being the most complicated age group because of their transition years. But we're going to talk about being parents of 4th and 5th graders today and the challenges that face what you guys have termed the tweener years?
The tween years, yeah, between childhood and adolescence. It's a period of transition, sometimes even contradiction. One minute your child is embarrassed to be around you and the next minute they want to snuggle on the couch. And parents are left kind of confused what's going on. But what you see is they're transitioning into more independence, but they haven't left childhood
How
behind.
tough is it for parents to give them that freedom, but also give them that big security blanket they need to know that you're there for them every decision they make?
Right, it's tough, and that's the challenge of this age. What you're trying to do is encourage social development. Their peers are having a greater influence on them. That's normal. You don't want to stifle that, but you got to balance it with family time so that kids know that you're there for them and that they are a priority to you.
How involved should you be with their friends? And I'm not saying picking and choosing their friends, but you've got to have some involvement of that, especially if they're getting bad peer influence, right?
Right. You want to know who are they spending time with. You want to know the parents of those children and what those parents' rules are, because if your child is at their house, they're going to be living with those rules. And so you want to know their friends' parents, and you just do that by spending time with them, having the friends come to your house as often as possible, and just being involved as much as possible. But that's absolutely important.
Is that a touchy subject, though, when it becomes time that, oh, maybe Johnny shouldn't be playing with Dave down the street?
Yes, that can be.
Any advice there on how to handle that as a parent?
Well, it can be difficult, and I think that an outright ban on a friend is probably not a good idea. It makes that friend more appealing. But talking to your child, what do they see in that person? Why do they like that person? And then asking them, well, does Johnny get into trouble? And do you ever think about doing the things that Johnny does? And how would you make that decision? And what would you do? And how would you advise Johnny to do things differently? So it's an active process of engaging your child, not just a black and white ban on a friend.
I would imagine, my 5-year-old is so computer literate now. She sits back in my room and is playing games on the computer. 4th and 5th grade, I would imagine there's some email conversations and instant messaging going on.
Absolutely.
I would assume the same safeguards for your teenagers. You need to be very focused on what they're doing.
Absolutely, and I really feel that diaries, phone conversations, those are private, and it's appropriate unless you have real concerns to let them have that privacy. But internet stuff is public, and children are at risk for predators and the information getting into the wrong hands, so parents should not hesitate to supervise and limit internet activity.
Is it okay if they're not as sweet as they once were or appeared to be, that it's part of growing up for them to distance themselves from you?
Absolutely. And so it's a balance between spending time with them, kind of meeting them where they are. They may not come to you as much as they had. At 8, they might jump in the car and talk about their day. And you see 4th and 5th grade, now they're not so talkative and you're getting just one-word responses. But being creative and intentional about communicating with them. Finding time with them.
Great advice. I can see myself already being clingy at that age. There's a free parenting seminar that the fine folks at Grayson are working with. The seminar is this Wednesday night, 6 to 7 o'clock at the Vestavia United Methodist Church. For more information, you can give them a call, 205, the area code 979-9901, extension 333. It is free, and you'll get great tips to talk to folks like Dr. Holly, and we appreciate her taking time to be here in this busy football season. She was tailgating this weekend. We were talking about that. We've got another half hour.